unmop me back through there. You're freaking wiener. Okay, I'll be quiet
I'm charged up, no sense to be. 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 All I hear is what you mean. Trying to kill the shit you think. Running from the shit it bring. I'm like Kobe, several rings. Make me think my shit don't sink. I can't believe in no jinx. I've been stitching up the seams. Fucking up my burgamy. You ain't never heard of me. Shorty move with certainty. They just move off urgency. Changing the channel, switching the panel. 7.62s, I've been changing the ammo. Really can't lie, keep it tucked in my flannel. Drawing last plug, got the blade like Rambo. Had to switch it up, no one changed my tempo. Bitch, I got the cheese for the beans and the pinto. About to start a backyard brawl like Kimbo. About to draw it out on the map, no symbol. Let the beat rock, keep my voice as a symbol. Came up hard, now we younger, feel gentle. Changing combinate ideas in my mental. Dictate my fate like young Tarantino. Paid with the stitch, I'm a stitch like Lilo. Peace whenever I breathe, get it free. Ho, fly through the sky like a phoenix, no ego. Working shit out, I ain't talking about Kegel. This the beginning, you call it a prequel. Full of that rage, yeah, I'm feeling like Cheeto. Betting my name will be bigger than Beatles. I don't chase fame, no, I'm threading the needle. Hey, been killing shit for free. Every time I breathe, I be keeping hold of peace. Act like you know me, I ain't been the same since 3. Smoking on some shit that blow you right up out your seat. Careful thoughts and feelings knock you right up off your feet. Stay away from light, I be as dark as I can be. I'm just me. Bitch, I told you I'm just me. Came up from the dark and I just be just who I be. I'm just me. I think it's insane how everything changed. Part of the reason for why that I came. I still be growing on water and planes. I still be healing from all of this pain. Let it all go when I hop in the plane. Got an umbrella when everything rain. I'm on source, have no need for pain. Keeping the sword, gotta walk in the plane. I've been jumping, have no need for a frame. Miss you, Dave, I have no need for a brain. That's why I'm cool when they stress out things. Yeah, I just wanna dance TikTok. You just keep heads to my side. You step hard in the rocks. You just keep hoes every day non-stop. I can't lie, man, straight to your thigh. You sit at my table, there's nothing you pry. I get them finagled right down to they spot. It wasn't intentional, play no apply. They roll with me, straight too high. Know who I be, and I'm on the box. I charge you for every thought you buy. I'm cooking up just like a chef, no pot. My keyboard on fire, I've been tapping online. I can't go to sleep, no tie. I take it on this paper like Michael, no sky. Money goes straight to me like SWAT. Don't even go asking me what I pot. I'm cashing out just like casino, no slots. I hang in the dream where there's no second thoughts. Express it external and bring it on slot.
Sheesh. There ain't no reason for you talking all that shit, man. There really ain't. There ain't no reason for you talking all that shit, man. But anyways, welcome back. Welcome back to another one. Holy shit, god damn, this year we've been so consistent. We've been so consistent this year. Yeah, we've been so consistent this year. We ain't slowing down for shit, man. We've had a lot of shit happen this year too. Shit y'all don't even know about. We still ain't slowed up. We still ain't slowed up one bit. The longest break I've taken this whole year is 1 week.
You like it?
It's pretty good, but yeah, longest break I've taken this year has been 1 fucking week. So we're in here this year, and forever to forever from now until forever. You know what I'm saying? Staying this consistent, bringing new talking points for y'all every day, new perspectives for y'all to consider every day, new wisdom and knowledge based on experience every day. So, facts. But anyways, guys, we got a hell of a video for y'all today. Once again, we're going to take it back to Microsoft Paint, because whenever I was pondering on this frequency and vibration, there was a certain image that came to mind whenever I started pondering on this. So we're going to get into Microsoft Paint and break down the actual topic of the video. We got a multitude of expressions how this shit can play out as far as the timeline, and we're going to get more into specifics with that. But first, I just want to talk to you guys about something that I experienced last night that might help you guys be able to perceive y'all's dreams in a more sufficient manner. You get what I'm saying? So last night I had a dream, and y'all know how dreams be. It don't be exactly like shit, just kind of be like coming and going very quickly. Shit be like shifting very quickly and stuff like that. Like nothing is solidified. Nothing. You don't just go into a dream and you're like in, for me anyways, like you're just in one room the entire dream, or you just see and talk to one person within the entire dream. You know what I'm saying? It's always like shit is always coming and going. So last night I had a dream about a female, right? And this is a female that I've never seen before. I don't recognize the face at all. I don't recognize this person one bit. You know what I'm saying? And essentially in the dream, the part that stuck out to me the most was this female that came and talked to me, and she was basically saying like, "Oh, I loved you and you left me," and all this shit. Because like at the first tip of the dream, I was in like a party scenario. I was in like a club or something like that, and I had some other females around me and shit like that. And then all of a sudden, this female, and she was a very beautiful girl. You know what I'm saying? A very beautiful female. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't on no ugly shit or anything like that. It was a very beautiful female. She was wearing glasses. She had like long black hair and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So she came up to me, and immediately as she approached me, she's like bawling, crying and shit like that. And she's telling me about how I abandoned her and I left her and we should have been married and all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So taking that into consideration, like me in the past, or maybe somebody who is in a similar type of perspective as I was in the past, you would take that as they're like, this is actually a physical female that you need to reach out to, especially if it like play out as far as like this was your ex-girlfriend or some shit. Like I said, I don't recognize the female just based on looks and shit like that. I felt the familiarity, or the however the fuck you say that word. I felt the familiarness within the situation. Like I felt very akin and very connected to whatever this female was that was being presented to me at the moment. So for y'all, you know what I'm saying? It might have played out in a situation where it was like an ex-girlfriend, and now you wake up thinking like, oh shit, that's like my subconscious telling me, oh, I'm still in love with this girl, or she's still in love with me in some type of way, or some shit like that. So I need to go reach out to my ex and try to repair and rebuild shit. No, it's not necessarily like that. Even if it does play out as the face being something that you recognize, and a female that you've encountered or had relations with in some type of way, it's not necessarily representing that. So I came to a very prolific and a very strong internal epiphany just based off of this dream, because I was able to interpret it in a correct type of manner. It wasn't meant to represent an actual female in reality, which shit, I'm very single right now. I've been single for a long time. Shit, I'd be happy if it was a physical female that, you know what I'm saying? Like that would be very cool if it could be that, you know, on some partnership type shit and that type of aspect. But no, I don't need to be in my desires in that type of way. I looked at it at a more higher octave, more equilibrium type of state. And I realized that was some old feeling that I had that was coming back to me. That the woman, the female, it's just meant to represent the feminine nature itself. It doesn't really matter what she looked like and shit like that. Pay attention to what she was doing. Like I said, I explained to y'all in the dream, she came up to me and she was crying and like trying to hug me and saying like, you abandoned me, basically, like and that really hurt me. You over here fucking with all these other females and shit like that, but I was the one who was willing to ride with you and shit. Like, this is what she was telling me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she's crying the whole time. Like, she had glasses on. She had to take her glasses and lift them up to like wipe her eyes and shit like that because she was crying so much, right? And I realized exactly what that was trying to tell me. That was some old feeling that I created that was much more sufficient than maybe some other bitches that I'm fucking with at the moment, or some other bitches that I was previously fucking with and kind of forgot about this feeling. And when I'm saying bitches, I'm talking about emotions and feelings, feminine nature, the water, that you get what I'm saying, the emotion and feelings. So that's what that was actually meant to represent, me to reflect to my own internal natures and realize, damn, it's certain females, it's certain bitches that were more for me that I was abandoning. You get what I'm saying? And one specifically in this, like I said, the way that I was able to relate to it in the dream, and it felt familiar, and it gave me like a sense of peace and happiness just for the simple fact of her being right there. You get what I'm saying? Even though she was like crying to me, like I didn't feel guilty about it. I didn't feel anything like that. Like I really just felt like peace. I felt at peace and I felt happiness and I felt very familiar with this feeling. You get what, with this woman, as far as how it was represented, I guess you could say outwardly, because when we're in the dream world and sleeping and having dreams, we're still like we're inside ourselves, but at the same time, we're still like pushing off. It's an image being pushed off from within us to represent whatever internal nature we have going on at the moment. So you can look at that in the incorrect manner. Like I said, especially if it was like an ex-girlfriend or some shit like that, you feel that peace and happiness, you feel that familiarity, and now you're like, oh fuck, I need to go call my ex-girlfriend. I need to go and reach out to her and get her back in my life and shit like that. And then this is where people will be going down a fucking wrong train of thought, wrong line of reasoning, and then end up in a catastrophic situation. Now your ex-girlfriend, y'all end up getting married, the bitch end up killing you or some type of shit like that, or fucking hiring a hitman to, you know what I'm saying? Just shit like that. And even if it don't have to come to extremes like that, like still you get back in that relationship, you come back around that woman and you realize now you seeing all the shit that made you unhappy in the first place. It wasn't necessarily meant to represent the woman herself. It's meant to represent the emotion and feeling. You get what I'm saying? That's what it be a lot of time when you be interacting with a female in a dream. You get what I'm saying? Correlate it more to the energy of what it's meant to actually represent, rather than you being so physical minded to the point where you thinking now everything that you see in your dream is actually a reality situation. You get what I'm saying? Where something like that, and it can be, you get what I'm saying? Sometimes in dreams or visions, you be having certain flashbacks to like past life stuff and stuff like that. And the energies you dealing with in this lifetime and things like that. But you know what I'm saying? For the most part, it'll be something that's meant to represent something. Just like I told you guys in your 3 states of consciousness video. So y'all go back and check that out if you want a broader understanding on that. When you come into this space and now you're observing your dreams and shit like that, now you know where certain shit is coming from, and you know how certain shit is being represented just based on the imagery and the symbolism and shit like that. So take that shit into consideration whenever you guys are doing, like, for example, if there's certain individuals out there who be having like a dream journal or something like that, or, you know, writing these things down every night or every morning whenever you wake up and shit like that. Like I rarely ever have dreams in the first place. Most of the time, whenever I go to sleep, it's just straight black and I wake back up. But very rarely I'll have a like long drawn out, played out type of dream, like what I explained to y'all. But for my case, you know, take this however you may. For my case, it made me realize certain feelings that I had abandoned. You get what I'm saying? And was trying to, like, I guess, either bring death to them or some type of shit like that. But them were them strong feelings. Those were them real bitches. That's why they came back to me and they're like, don't leave us. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you tried to kill this feeling off or some shit. This is your real feelings. This is your real strength right here. Like these are strong feelings. They was led properly by the masculine energy. So you can't kill these motherfuckers like this. You know what I'm saying? These are the real things that are actually good for you as far as how emotional vibration wise and shit like that. So y'all just take that into consideration. So we're going to get into the main topic of the video now, as far as the timeline. You get what I'm saying? So first thing I want to say with this, I'm going to speak on it in a multifaceted way, just so the people who are into creative gifts and talents and doing stuff like that can get an understanding. And then the people who are just regular, normal individuals going about their day-to-day life and correlating with society and shit like that, y'all can peep game from y'all's understanding and shit like that, and y'all's type of timeline that y'all are on, regardless of if it's played out through some type of physical means as far as a creative gift and talent, or whether it's just purely physical and it's being expressed through a job or some shit like that. Jackie knew you the truth. Thank you, baby. We in here. You know what I'm saying? We always in here. So let's get into this. First of all, for you creatives, for you creatives out there, one thing y'all need to take into consideration whenever you're utilizing your creative gifts and talents, whatever you're into, whether it be you're making art at the moment, whether you're making music at the moment, whether you're making t-shirts and apparel at the moment. You get what I'm saying? Even if you're in a situation where like you're making a clothing line and essentially all of your clothing pieces fall under the same branch category as far as having the same design to it. You get what I'm saying? When you're in that space of working on creative gifts and talents, the best thing that you can do is have one project in the mind for the day. You get what I'm saying? And no matter how long it takes, even if you got to stay up for 10, 12 hours and work on this shit, the best thing that you can do when you start it, do it until you finish it. Don't be in a situation where you start a project and then leave it halfway finished, or you're not exactly specifically for the musically inclined. When you're starting a project and you're not exactly happy with the voice lines that you have put on your track or whatever like that, make sure that you're redoing it until you're sufficiently satisfied with it. Because this is the problem. Things change from day to day. So, for example, I might record part of a song today, and then tomorrow I might be feeling completely differently than how I felt yesterday. So when I go and view that song now, I'm not fucking with what I did yesterday. You get what I'm saying? Or it just be a situation where I'm still fucking with what I did yesterday, but at the same time, when I try to go and pick up from where I left off and carry on, my voice don't even sound the same. I'm not even able to hit those syllables like I was the same whenever I was in that moment and feeling that track, how I felt it when I initially first heard it. You get what I'm saying? It's always going to be some form of subsidiary. So it's always going to be some form of lessening what your creation is. You get what I'm saying? And not only that, this is where certain things like doubt and second guessing shit comes into play too. If you're not a very confident person, or you're just not able to make your vocal cords stretch to that frequency of how you did it the first time, shit, now you're gonna be down. Now you damn near want to clear out everything and completely start over. And sometimes that's the best thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Certain individuals don't feel that though. You know what I'm saying? Certain individuals are just confident regardless. You know what I'm saying? I could pick up a track that I fucking started 6 months ago and still be, you know what I'm saying, and still pick up from there, redo it. Everything is fine. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain times and there's certain individuals out there who haven't developed that confidence level like that. So essentially what you're doing is working in reverse. You get what I'm saying? So you will slow your progression like that, and it'll also unmotivate you towards working on what you're working on, because shit, it sounded so good the first time when you started doing it. Everything felt perfect. Now when you jump back into it, like I said, now your fucking voice box ain't wanting to work. Now your even computer might start glitching on you and being weird and shit like that, just because of that energy of you picking up where you left off at. Essentially, I think, and from my own experiences, the best way to create any type of creative project is to start it and do not stop until you fucking finish it. Because same thing with artwork, same thing with making your t-shirt designs. You get what I'm saying? If you start on a canvas and you just do the outline, you might not even feel like fucking with that particular art piece tomorrow. Your whole way of viewing the shit might have changed. Now, whenever it looked real good initially to you, now on the next day, it's like you're being influenced by a completely different energy. Now you ain't fucking with that at all. And now you don't even want to upload that shit. Now now that canvas, you just want to throw that shit in the trash to damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the best thing to do is to start it and just go ahead and finish it. You get what I'm saying? And this doesn't mean rushing. This doesn't mean skipping steps. This doesn't mean diminishing the value or the quality of your work. Nothing like that. As long as it takes, you know what I'm saying? And other individuals are able to, like, you know what I'm saying? If it's like a big art piece or some shit like that on a giant canvas, like, yeah, certain individuals are able to start one day, work all day, you know what I'm saying? And then just wake up the next day and pick right up where they left off and still have an amazing piece at the end of it. You get what I'm saying? But from my own personal experiences and shit like that, and what I've seen from other individuals, I've done this myself back whenever I was painting and shit like that. I would start something one day, all of a sudden I don't feel like fucking with it the next day. And then I'll never pick that canvas back up. And it's just an unfinished project that just sit there in the trash bin pretty much. You get what I'm saying? And I've seen other individuals do this as well. Somebody start on something, have a great idea, something that looks like it's going to be something fucking grand and amazing. And then all of a sudden the next day, now your attitude has changed. And now you can't even hit the page right with the right type of brush strokes. And then when the finished product come out, it's not even close to what your original idea was. It's not even close to that original imagery that you had in your mind. You get what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and pull up the Microsoft Paint, and we're going to give you a imagery aspect to tie to this so that y'all can see exactly how people be as far as human nature and shit like that down here, how the human nature play out as far as people trying to take shortcuts and cheat and shit like that, and how that actually stifles you more than it does anything else. So let's find our fucking Microsoft Paint app and get rock and jolling. All right. Okay, we got the Paint station up now. Now let's see if it'll let us fucking share it. Okay, it's doing its bullshit again. Y'all already know fucking. Now I gotta close the joint out. Close out Roblox because my sister likes to play Roblox on my computer. Make sure fucking everything is of one accord here. Okay, the Paint thing is all the way up now. I have to do this shit fucking 3, 4, 17 times in a row. Come on, mate. It's not fucking pulling it up, man. Did this shit last time. I just had to do it like a couple times, and then it would finally fucking work. Jackie said, I'm dead ass learning this lesson. Right. I mean, shit, the more you start interacting with creative means and shit like that, you're gonna realize, like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna realize how much time is wasted working on just finishing products. You know what I'm saying? Or finishing some type of song or shit like that. You know what I mean? You will start to realize how much time is spent on that shit rather than how much time you could be saving just by going ahead and finishing it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it take you fucking 8 to 10 to 12 hours of just straight work, you know what I mean? The best thing you can do for yourself really is to just go ahead and bang it out instead of trying to take shortcuts or trying to cheat. Okay, we finally got the mic. Let's make sure it's showing the shit to y'all. Okay, so let's get a view of the timeline here. You get what I'm saying? And look, I know this shit is janky. Just take it for what the fuck it is. You get what I'm saying? Just take it for what the fuck it is. I know we're on Microsoft Paint. Just don't skip over to Gems just because this shit look a little bit janky right now. Like, I'm not going into fucking 3D art or some shit and trying to make it look pretty for y'all. You get what I'm saying? It's just a symbolism. It's just a sentiment so that y'all can get the picture of what I'm talking about here. So, okay, this is the timeline. And on your timeline, you got certain points. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just utilizing the timeline in the aspect of how they draw for you in school or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So this is your timeline, and all of these pegs on the timeline are important events in your life. For example, your album is dropping. For example, you got a project that you about to release. For example, you got a fucking new canvas art piece that you about to release. For example, you got a new logo or digital art that you about to put out. For example, any fucking way that this shit manifests and come out, as far as whatever type of creative gift and talent you have and whatever it is that you're into. Okay, so we're viewing this in a linear way as far as how, when it gets brought out into reality, and now we're in the third dimension as far as how space-time continuum works. You get what I'm saying? View it in that linear way as far as how we experience time down here on Earth and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So we're viewing it, I guess technically you could say, in a more scientific type of way. So take that into consideration, because science and spirituality are very closely related. Science is just the pure physicality of it and what we can see with our own two eyes. You get what I'm saying? So now we're viewing this in a linear construct where we're viewing this from how it appears down here on the third dimension and how things play out. You get what I'm saying? So for example, a lot of people in life are in a perspective where they would like to cheat and take shortcuts and shit like that. So a regular ass human who doesn't really understand life, they would try to cheat. So they would try to hop from here to here. You get what I'm saying? That and just follow the drawing. So they would try to hop from that first event. They might get juiced up by it. They might get entitled by it, aka an event happening. So for example, you do something and now you get support for it, even if it's not played out in a creative type of aspect, even if this is just regular ass life. You went and got a good job. Now all of a sudden people are counting on you, depending on you, supporting you in a manner that you haven't received before. Same thing with the creative shit. Oh, you release a project and it's the dopest project you've released. Now you got all these likes on your page. Now you got all these subscribers and shit like that. So a regular person who doesn't understand the concept of experience to gain wisdom would try to loop from the first peg and immediately jump to the fourth or fifth peg. You get what I'm saying? And however that may play out. I'm not going to sit here and specifically explain to y'all every multitude of ways that this shit would play out. You get what I'm saying? But just based on the nature of the human wanting to shortcut shit, especially if this first event is like really difficult or something like that, now you want to skip steps. Now you want to go straight to the promised land, essentially. You get what I'm saying? And now you don't want to deal with that hardship anymore. You get desperate, and now you think that you need to start doing shit to help you skip steps and go around the experience and shit like that. Or like I said, you're just getting so much support now. Now you can develop some type of entitlement or some type of narcissistic ego type of shit off of it and think that you deserve to skip steps now just based on the support you getting, or you having 150 new subscribers or 10,000 likes on your newest post or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So people will be in this perspective where they will try to timeline jump their own fucking life. You get what I'm saying? So by the time this person get here to this fourth or fifth peg, now shit, if they make it to that point, shit, now they even more entitled. So what they gonna do? They gonna start skipping steps again, and they go, and this might work. You as an individual, you might be able to do this over and over and over again. You might actually be able to get where you going. You might be able to receive some type of monetary gain. You know what I'm saying? And skip all these steps in between. But what y'all don't realize, y'all could be getting where you're going all you want. Y'all could get all the monetary gain that you want. But what you're lacking on is all those pegs in between those spots where you miss steps at. You get what I'm saying? And this is the thing. A lot of people be moving off of fear as well. So people will be trying to skip steps to get to where they're going due to the fear of it. Because a lot of times with the experiences that you have to go through to develop your wisdom around whatever it is that you're interacting with, Sometimes that shit ain't all good. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes that shit is damn near unbearable for the common human. You get what I'm saying? So y'all have to skip steps. Y'all have to go through situations where you don't deal with shiesty people fucking you over, or you don't deal with losing everything, or you don't deal with, you get what I'm saying? Just certain shit that happen in real life that a lot of people be missing on. You get what I'm saying? So you ain't been finessed. You ain't been used to learn how to actually use situations. You get what I'm saying? You're missing a lot of pieces of the puzzle because you're timeline jumping. You're hopping over steps, and you're skipping your wisdom and experience that you could be developing. So how this shit actually play out, like I said, regardless of what you're into, you could be a Twitch streamer, you could be a fucking rapper, you could be a person who's very business minded and creating businesses and being an entrepreneur and shit like that. However this shit play out, if you're in this realm of reality, when you finally get there to the last peg, that's why you see examples of people getting really rich and then dying, or people getting really rich and then going broke and never getting to keep it, or people getting really rich and now they're catching a RICO case, or people getting really rich and now they just are surrounded by a bunch of ain't shit ass individuals who are just yes men and are basically like paid friends. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of rich people gotta fucking pay for the friends that they have around them and shit like that, just because they're lacking in the wisdom of how to actually develop real relationships, real connections with people, who to have around you, who not to have around you, what type of support to have and not have. So same shit. A rich person, they're a rapper or something, their whole management team is fucked up, and their whole label is fucked up, and all they do is finesse them and take all of their money and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is how this shit actually play out. You might even get to where you're going by skipping steps. You get what I'm saying? Because we're in a fucking demonic realm of reality. It's a lot of demonic tools out here. You get what I'm saying? So shit, they would damn near be more happy to let an individual who has skipped a lot of steps and is lacking in wisdom and knowledge to actually get to wherever it is that they say they want to be at, whether it's just monetary gain, whatever the fuck it is that they desire. The people who run the world and are running these systems as far as entertainment industry and shit like that, these motherfuckers would damn near be more happy to have an individual who has skipped all these steps and they're lacking in all this wisdom and knowledge. That way they can just force their will upon them and get whatever the fuck that they want and get their monetary gain off of it. And even to the point of this person don't have enough wisdom, and they're just solely focused on money and monetary gain and shit like that. So now whenever you get into this position, we can tell you to do whatever the fuck we want you to do and act out whatever character and play whatever sentiment that we want you to play out and do whatever ritual and spell that we want you to do at the moment, just because of the promise of what monetary gain you're going to get off of it. And we can go in the paint for now, because y'all get the gist of the image based on that. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, the problem is you're skipping all those steps. So you might physically, externally be in a position. You might be a political figure. You might be a scientist. You might be a fucking entrepreneur who has a business that's generated multi-millions. You might be all of these things. But at the end of the day, internally, you're still at step one, bitch. Because you might even be at step two. You might have completed step one, but you will never go any further than that. You get what I'm saying? You would never be able to grow any further than that, because you ain't been through the internal travels. You ain't been through the internal experiences. So internally, mentally, and emotionally, your growth has been stifled due to you trying to skip steps. So you're still like childlike in your mind. You still baby ass spiritually. You still emotionally immature and shit like that. Like this is how this shit really be playing out. And just look at the fucking proof in the pudding. Y'all can't come into my chat and sit here that I'm telling y'all anything false. Look at the proof in the pudding. Look at the people who we make famous these days. Look at the people who gravitate attention on the internet even. Like these are just a bunch of baby ass kids. And they're always emotionally immature. You can make them mad really easily. You can get under their skin really easily. You can make them crash out and start yelling and shit like that really easily. Like these people just ain't shit at the end of the day. And what's it due to? It's due to them skipping steps. So internally, they're still child. They're still baby. Now, of course, there are exceptions. You know, there's certain individuals who get to these places who be actually on something. They have a level of wisdom. They have a level of experience, even if it's not the level of experience that a person like me or a person like people who are making similar content to me have. You get what I'm saying? These people are still baby ass kids to us, even. You get what I'm saying? But to the common world and shit like that, like they'll put somebody in position who just got a tad bit more experience and wisdom than another individual. You get what I'm saying? And now that make the world be able to agree with this individual. So anytime Dr. Fauci or some shit get on the internet and say something about COVID-19, now everybody need to go and get a vaccine. Now every time this certain political figure get on the internet and say some shit, now it seemed like this person got a little bit more wisdom and experience than the rest of the ain't shit ass celebrities or the rest of the ain't shit ass political figures or something. You know what I'm saying? Now, whenever they say something, everyone's like, oh, fuck, this person knows what they're talking about. But really, even those motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about. And they be leading y'all down a path of infinite regress, AKA never growing, AKA being stuck forever, AKA still trying to get ahead and skip over steps. And you get what I'm saying? And dodge responsibilities and dodge maybe even catastrophic, tragic scenarios that might come up in your life and shit like that. It always tie back to the running and hiding type of energy. You get what I'm saying? That's what it always tie back to. It tie back to running and hiding because these individuals be very insecure and be very afraid within themselves by default. You get what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, these motherfuckers ain't never been through shit. They ain't never missed a bill. They ain't never missed a meal. They ain't never had a fucking gun held to their head before. They like, and I'm not saying that this shit is important or this is necessarily something like you need to go through this type of shit to develop some sense of wisdom or experience. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, a person has never experienced any hardship in their entire life. How the fuck do you think they got wisdom on anything? You get what I'm saying? They ain't experienced shit. They've never been down. They've never been. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how this shit be playing out. We're in a world with a bunch of weak ass individuals who ain't never been through shit to even be able to develop some sense of wisdom. That's what our whole world is made up of. And that's what this whole system is based off of. So that's why you always get this running and hiding energy. Even if a person is in a position where they're in the spotlight all the time, go and tell these people something they don't want to hear. You get what I'm saying? Or let something that they did behind closed doors come to light. You would never fucking hear from them again. You would never even hear them come to a microphone and give an apology, or you know what I'm saying? Or speak on it, or even refute it to say like, nah, that didn't happen or anything like that. Like you would never see that shit. It's running and hiding tactics. That's what this energy is all built off of. And being afraid to be exposed. Being like, that's how all this shit play out. And they be utilizing the Scorpio energy really heavily. So they try to keep everything in the dark. They try to keep everything behind closed doors. While meanwhile, having y'all lost in the light, what you can see, what they choose to show you. You get what I'm saying? Like this shit is not no fucking fairy tale shit. This is exactly what we are all experiencing down here. This is exactly what we're all going through. So they will utilize the Scorpio tactic, keeping shit behind closed doors, having a bunch of secrets and being in the dark, all type of mystical and mysterious type of energies. And then meanwhile, they got the whole world lost into what they choose to show them. And they'll be afraid. They'll be afraid for y'all to look into that darkness. They'll be afraid for y'all to look behind the scenes and take into consideration what really be going on with these individuals, what hands be shaking behind closed doors and shit like that. Like this is utmost truth. You get what I'm saying? But essentially, the gist of the video is don't fucking skip steps. Don't be afraid to experience. You get what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. This is the thing about it. There's been many situations in my life where something came along that was very unfamiliar or very uncomfortable, and even my intuition internally might have been telling me, stay the fuck away from this shit. You get what I'm saying? But me as a person, I will go through with certain shit that I might even necessarily know that I might not even necessarily need to be doing that right now. I will force myself to go through certain shit just for the fact of the experience, just to experience it at the moment. And there's been other shit too. Like there's been other shit too. Like things that aren't even necessarily bad. You get what I'm saying? There's been situations where there has been people who have offered me money to do certain things. Like y'all, a lot of y'all don't know about this. There's been people in my real life, not through the internet, not anything like that. There's been people in my real life who have offered me money to do certain things, just goofy shit, like eat a fucking hot chili pepper or go jump into the lake or into the river when it's the middle of wintertime and it's fucking 15 degrees outside and shit like that. I've had people who have tried to pay me to do shit like that. And I'll be like, no, keep your money. I'm going to do this just because I want to do it and I want to experience this. You get what I'm saying? And I mean, that's just some regular mundane ass goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? There's not really any wisdom to develop off of going and fucking jumping in a freezing cold lake or eating a hot chili pepper. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you could extract anything from damn near anything. But you get what I'm saying? There's not necessarily wisdom to obtain from that. But just me being me, I would rather, even if it's something that seems bad, I would just rather experience it just due to it being unfamiliar at the moment. You get what I'm saying? Like I would rather force myself to go through the situation itself just for the experience, even if it appears bad. You know what I'm saying? Just for the sake of experiencing at the moment. So yeah, don't get caught up in missing steps, because fuck, you can grow off of anything down here. It's just how you choose to look at it and how you choose to view it. So you can grow off of damn near anything down here. It's just about how you're viewing things. So yeah, if you view that circumstance and situation as being bad to you, rather than being an opportunity for you to experience something new, regardless of if the world perceive it as good or bad, that's now an opportunity for you to experience something new. So the moment that you actually go starting to interact with that, it might have appeared super bad to you at first, but the moment that you get into that and move around in that environment and shit like that, now all of a sudden you realize, like, shit, I've been taught that this experiencing shit like this was bad my whole life, but damn near this is the best shit that's ever been to me. You get what I'm saying? This is damn near the best experiences I've ever had. Damn near this is where I learned and grew the most. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, y'all don't necessarily have to go through extremely depressing, extremely catastrophic, extremely violent circumstances to develop some form of experience or some form of wisdom. It don't necessarily have to be like that. I'm just telling you about certain shit that I've been through based upon how the world was teaching me to view things, and I go and actually interact with it, and then I'm like, oh damn, like this is where majority of my growth came from. This is where majority of me learning what I needed to learn actually came from. Like moving around these snakes, moving around you get what I'm saying? Like that's so y'all just take that into consideration. I'm not going to get too long-winded. We're already at 45 minutes. Like I'm not going to get too long-winded with this one. I'm just letting y'all know. It don't necessarily have to be bad, but even if it appears bad to you, if it's unfamiliar, you damn near better off going ahead and experiencing that shit, because it's not coming to you for no reason. You get what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, that shit can loop back, and now you have to experience that quote unquote bad shit over and over and over again on repeat. Every time you run from it, it fucking comes back to you. And now next thing you know, the next fucking 45 to 50 years, you're stuck experiencing the same type of people, the same type of energies playing out through the same type of people and the same type of circumstances and situations over and over and over again, because you never actually, you always run from it because in your mind, it's unfamiliar, it's uncomfortable. You've been taught that this is bad. You get what I'm saying? So you refuse to go through it. But why do you think it keeps popping up in your life? Why do you think it keeps circling back to you? There's something that you need to develop off of that experience. That's why you see individuals who are like this, who are always running from their shit. Go take a look at every individual who lives in your hometown, who has lived in your hometown from the moment that they was a fucking knee high to a grasshopper to the moment that they a grown ass man or some shit like that, or an old man, 45, 50 years old. These people have been dealing with the same shit their whole life, and they was never able to leave their hometown. 9 times out of 10, a lot of these individuals too be in desperation mode to move out of their hometown and leave where they grew up from and just get out of this area and shit like that. And you see these people 9 times out of 10, what are they doing? They're drinking every fucking day. They're extreme alcoholics. They're damn near, a lot of them might be crackheads and tweakers on the side of the road, or these people are just in a situation where they're still relying on government assistance. They're still living in the fucking projects. They're still getting EBT and food stamps and all this shit. And I'm not necessarily saying that shit is bad. Shit, fucking take from the government as much as you want to, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Shit, use that system the best you can. But at the same time, don't be stifled from your growth just due to being in shit like that, or being in a situation where you're solely relying on that check that you get from the government or your SSI payment or some shit like that. And you would never take that money to go and invest in your creative gifts and talents. You would never sit here and develop yourself further. You would never start putting out content. You take that, you go right to the crack dealer's house. You take that, you go right to the liquor store. You take that, you get what I'm saying? Like, just don't be in those type of positions. Because that's what you see. And if you're really perceptive enough and have foresight, now you know what individuals not to even have around you, because you can have the foresight enough to see where this person is headed on their individual timeline. So if you have the foresight enough, you can see that this individual is still going to be running around whatever town it is that you live in, doing the same ass shit, fucking the same dudes, buying the same amount of fucking crack pipes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have the foresight enough, you can see who is going to be stuck in their location where they're at. Now, on the other tip, when you come around an individual and it's a question mark, like, fuck, I don't even know where this person is headed. Like, that shit, you know, even if you can develop an idea of, damn, this person's going to have, like, they're going to have a great life. They're going to develop all this shit. I can see they're headed to being on the radar or on World Star Hip Hop or some shit like that. That's cool and everything. You know what I'm saying? But the people that I fuck with the most are the people that when I look at them, I'm like, fuck, dude, it's just a question mark. Like, I can't develop a image to be like, yeah, that's where they're going right now. Like, that, the people I fuck with the most is like, damn, like, you have a multitude of skills. You have a multitude of abilities. Like, this shit could play out in a fucking million different ways. I have no clue where you're headed. That is the person that I fuck with. You get what I'm saying? That is the person that I fuck with. The person that's like, damn, you could do anything down here, really. You get what I'm saying? Like you could do anything down here. I have no clue where the fuck you're headed. So that's the type of people I enjoy interacting with and being around and shit like that. A person who I'm like, fuck, man, shit, you're going to be working at this job the rest of your life. Shit, you're going to be drinking fucking 40s the rest of your life. Shit, you ain't never going to leave from fucking the projects over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, those type of individuals, shit, I don't even want your support. I don't even want no money from you. I don't even, like, just stay the fuck over there. I don't want to talk to you. I already know you're going to be talking about bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But y'all just take that into consideration. But like I said, I'm not going to get too long-winded on here. I've essentially broke down everything that I needed to for this video, gave y'all the imagery and all that shit. So y'all take that into consideration. And meanwhile, be taking everything into consideration at the same time. And don't get stuck on just one piece of information. Watch all my videos. And make sure you listen every time I tell you, only if you want to listen to Shwetsy. Only if it pertained to you. Only if you have a correct understanding. Only if you're able to perceive multiple things at once rather than just taking one piece of information and fucking running with it and developing ego and entitlement. And now you think you're the shit and everybody need to listen to you. And oh, just because shit, Schwetzy said this on my own time, I be thinking the same type of way. Now all of y'all ain't shit and y'all just need to get out my face. Like, no. Taking into consideration everything at the same time. That way you're not putting the wrong type of energies in the wrong type of places and putting the wrong type of shit onto the wrong type of individuals who don't necessarily need it. Your level of perception, your level of foresight, I can damn near guarantee you 90% of people who will come across this video and watch this, I can guarantee you ain't got the level of perception. I can guarantee you ain't got the level of foresight that I've been able to develop down here. You get what I'm saying? So just take these things into consideration. Don't be manifesting blood on your hands and fucking over other individuals who necessarily don't deserve it at the moment. You get what I'm saying? Just take everything into consideration. But we out this bitch. Y'all take it easy.